Good morning. Hey, thanks for jumping on with me this morning. I wanted to talk to you about something important in Oola, and it's called blockers. And I think this is important because in all of our journeys and on our way to meet our goals and reach our dreams, we are going to come face to face with these lovely things called blockers along that path. And I think the most important thing when we're thinking about blockers is you have to identify them and you have to be able to work through them. A lot of times we're in denial when it comes to blockers and we say, oh no, nothing's gonna get in my way. Well, guess what? It is. So I wanted to go over some of the blockers with you and just how they've shown up in my life to maybe help you uncover how they might be showing up in yours. The number one blocker, and I think everybody can agree with this, is fear. And when you think about fear, I think for me, it's a fear of putting myself out there and letting people see what I'm doing. We all like to have our shiny, pretty things for people to see, but I think it's important for people to see our authentic self and the struggles that we go through and how we can overcome those struggles, because a lot of times someone out there is going through the same thing as you, and when you're able to put that out there and people can see it, people can relate, and then people can reach out to you with questions or different ways that they might be going through things to help you. So breaking through the fear and understanding that everyone faces it, it is a learned behavior. If you think about fear, there's two things we're afraid of when we're born: the fear of noises and the fear of falling. Everything besides those two things are learned. So if it's something that's learned, it's something that can be unlearned. So think about that when it comes to fear. Self-sabotage is a big one. And for me, self-sabotage really shows up a lot in the area of my weight and my weight journey. I choose not to use the scale very often because I feel like it's a way that I sabotage myself. If I feel good about the way that I feel or the way that I look or my clothes are fitting good and I step on the scale and I see a number that I don't like, it throws me off. And I kind of do the whole, what am I doing all of this for? And then I want to eat bad, or I don't want to do my exercise, or all those things that I've put in place to keep myself on this health journey suddenly go out the window and it's not a big deal anymore. Another few things self-sabotage might show up in your life is in the area of fitness. Let's say you had a bad day, so you are allowed to eat bad, or you worked really hard today, so I'm gonna go have an ice cream cone, or just simple things like that. And it might just, giving yourself permission when you're on a journey to do a certain thing. You have to throw your life out of balance. So if that means not doing a certain thing or a certain behavior, don't give yourself permission and mess up the journey that you're on because you had a bad day. Next one is guilt. Guilt's a hard one, and guilt shows up for everybody. And a lot of times it's guilt over things we did a long time ago, or guilt things that we had zero control over. A lot of people suffer guilt from abuse or neglect or things that they had zero control over when they were kids. You have to work through it. You have to get past it. The best advice for that is talk to people. So many people are on similar journeys and have faced similar hardships in our lives. So if we can get through the guilt, a lot of times what happens is when we have that guilt, we feel that we're not entitled or allowed to flourish in other areas, or we shouldn't be a life coach because I messed up back then. Well, guess what? Those mess ups back then make me a better life coach. So I have to remember that. Anger. Oh, this is a hard one. Parents out there, I don't know about you, but anger shows up a lot when it comes to parenting. Also, a lot of times in my life, anger shows up because I get frustrated because people don't meet my expectations, and then I hold on to it and I hold on to it and I hold on to it until I explode. And it's usually not a very pleasant thing. That one's hard because it's kind of like what you have to do with that one. And I do it a lot with, at home with the girls and getting ready for school. Usually seems like such a task. Just taking a minute and grounding yourself in that before you blow up, because it's just not a fun way to start the day for me. It's not a fun way to start the day for my kids. So that's a hard one. That's a really hard one, especially as a parent, to kind of wrangle that anger and keep it at bay so that they don't see that. Laziness. I usually say, I'm not lazy. Because I am constantly busy and I'm go, 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 and I'm always doing things, but I am lazy. We recently put a little home gym in our garage, and all the great intentions of I'm going to get up early at 5 a.m. and I'm going to do a 5K every morning. Yeah. No, that alarm goes off and I'm like, an hour more of sleep sounds much better than running for the next for 3 miles. So that's my laziness creeping in. But think about other areas where you're lazy. In your marriage, in your parenting, if you're not giving 110% to all of these different areas, you're just being lazy. And I understand sometimes we can, be a little bit more lax on stuff, but we really have to wrangle things in. And in order to hit those goals, we have to break through the laziness, get off the couch, turn off the TV, move and get those dreams in order. Envy is the next one. There's a difference between being a little bit jealous or wanting what someone has. Envy is you don't want them to have it. That's not fair. That should be mine. And what that does is it stops us, because all of a sudden we jump out of our own lane and we start comparing ourselves to everyone else. And we've all heard the saying, comparison is the biggest theft of joy. And it's so true. And I've seen this so much in my life when I feel like I'm doing really good. And then I look at someone else and I'm like, but they're doing it better. So I lessen myself because I feel like I'm not doing it as good as them. Stay in your own lane. It's hard. Because we live in a comparison world. We live in a social media world. We're looking at everyone's lives and we're comparing what they have to what we have. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So stay in your own lane and you will do amazing. And then the last one is focus. And that might not seem like a blocker, but it is a blocker, because usually with focus, it's misdirected focus or a lack of focus. I have always been a multitasker, and I always thought that was something to be proud of. Oh, I can multitask. I can work and I can do this and I can do this and I can listen to what's going on and I can answer a question and I can, work on the computer and do something on my phone. It's not good, because what happens is I don't stay 100% on the one task that needs to be done. Another place that this shows up is, with social media. What are you doing right now? Why are you watching this video? What should you be doing instead? So think about that. It's so easy to pick up your phone, or, you're working on something at home and you pick up your phone and you get carried away hours on social media, or turning on the TV to watch something really quick and you get carried away into a series. Stay focused. Pick your day when you're going to get your work done. Sit down, turn everything off and get it done, because you'll be amazed how much you can complete when you're focused on that one task and you're not all over the place. So those are the 7 areas that we call blockers. And these are the things that everyone is going to run into in this Oola life journey. It's going to happen. And when you know what those blockers are and you start to see them and you're able to work through them, that's where you're going to see the biggest change. So thanks for watching. I think next week I'm going to jump on and talk about the accelerators, and these are the things that are going to help you get to your Oola life a little bit faster if you embrace them. So work through those blockers. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can always find me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on my Facebook group, Live Differently on Purpose. So thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Be grateful, have faith, go get your Oola life.